really is possible, and even more than that when done right. It's incredible how well it works. We have pet psychic Steffany Barton joining us now to tell us more and offer some tips. Let's just talk in general, though, just good communication tips when we're trying to talk to our friends. Obviously, we're different species, so it's not like you and I having a conversation, but there are ways we can work to talk with our dogs and better understand and vice versa that relationship, right?
Absolutely. And the first and most important step, especially for owners, is just relax.
Yes.
Just relax.
Why do we get so uptight when it comes to our pet training?
Because we overthink, we overanalyze, we judge ourselves, and our animals don't judge us. They're not criticizing or critiquing. They're just here to experience life and to make the best of it.
Okay, so then tip number one, relax. What about after that? What should we be doing trying to go about? Now, is this more for like training or just like trying to get an understanding of our pet?
It covers all the bases, from understanding their health to knowing their quality of life to getting a sense of their personality. The first step is relax.
Okay.
Just like with any human conversation.
Yeah.
The next comes listen, because we have to learn to listen to our animals because they do communicate differently, and until we can relax and be receptive, we can hamper the communication.
Okay. Well, we have some animal guests here today as well. Mr. Chu is Mr. Chu the son of our HR director here at KCTV5. Mr. Chu, Chewbacca. So are some animals easier to talk to than others here? Like, would Mr. Chu be a good a candidate for you?
Oh, sure. Well, any animal is perfectly capable of communicating.
Oh, well, look at that. He obviously wants to go meet you.
Hi. He's a sweetie pie.
Obviously, you're just eager to come meet everybody. So.
Yeah. Well, so one of the first things, especially when it comes to dogs, is understanding how they orient to the world with their senses. So when I communicate with dogs, I want to know what they see, I get a sense of what they smell, how they relate to the world through their senses. And then that helps me gather information and communicate.
What information then do you gather after that?
If there's any concerns that the owner would have, how they could best address those. Is their diet, does he seem happy with what he eats?
So far, yes. He's 12, so he's on a limited diet, no table food, of course. It's hard to tell my 3 kids not to feed him because there's certain things he can't eat.
Well, as I was holding him, that was one thing that I was sensing from him, is he's a little frustrated maybe with the modifications with his diet. So if you can explain to him maybe, or let him smell the food, even if he doesn't actually get to eat it, but certainly include him in the dining experience. That would help him feel more connected.
So maybe set a place for him next time at the table, Monica, okay?
Yeah.
I do that.
You might as well.
Yeah.
And then Buddy is here as well. Buddy is the son of our, is your son? I know not. is Doug's dog here. Doug's one of our cameramen here at KCTV5, and Buddy is ready to party, I think, right?
Buddy is a party, I tell you. So one thing with Buddy, and I was watching his interaction. Oh, this is the tortoise. The neat thing about Buddy's spirit is that he really wants to feel important, or like he contributes in some way. So any kind of jobs you can give him, or any tasks where he feels successful, or where he feels like he's served you, that was one thing that I noticed or was observing about his behavior, seeing from his perspective. But he is a good dog.
Oh, look at that, Buddy. You're a good dog.
Very good dog.
All right, and then you did bring a more unique animal with you, and a tortoise, right?
Yes.
So talk about your tortoise here and what he...
So this is a little Russian tortoise, and this tortoise's name is Violet. Violet is not impressed with the whole TV experience.
Well, neither am I, Violet. Don't you worry.
So I know. So Violet actually ran away from home, and this is one of my most favorite success stories.
She
in the
ran
animal
away
community.
from home.
She ran. It's no pun intended. The tortoise actually did run away from home. So I wanted to make sure that I could locate her, that she was safe, that she was fine. But the tortoises relate very differently to the world than humans do.
Oh,
and
I bet.
She wasn't very helpful in giving me the nearest intersection that she was close to. So I tuned in, and I knew she was safe, and I could, kind of give a general sense of her whereabouts. But she didn't come back after a week. I knew she was okay, but she wasn't coming back. 2 weeks passed, she still wasn't seen. 3 weeks, I still knew she was okay, but she hadn't shown up. Finally, after a month, she returned home.
Oh, good.
But it was quite an exciting experience, but also a challenge for me communicating with her.
Does your talents lend itself to only pets, or do you also talk to, like, let's say, like zoo animals? I mean, we have a flurry of animals that come to visit us every week from the Kansas City Zoo. I've always wondered what they think.
It's a little bit of a different experience, but yes, absolutely, you can communicate with wild animals, with domestic animals, snakes, horses.
Well, speaking of horses, I know there's one that you talk to as well. Is that right?
Yes. So
Okay.
I've got a few pictures of different animals that I've communicated with, and this is a horse.
Okay. And here he comes here in just a second.
There he
Look,
is.
Buddy's getting a little rambunctious because he heard the word horse, I think. So.
So this is a horse named Badavi, and I was able to communicate with him before he actually passed away.
Oh.
Helped him with quality of life, helped let his owner know that he was at peace, and they got to reminisce about some of the memories they'd shared. So it was really beautiful, very wise soul.
All right, well, we appreciate your time here, Steffany. Thank you so much. We have to talk to you a little bit more because we're about to get a puppy on Sunday. So we'll talk later after the show. Belinda, over to you.
So after the Fab Five from Queer